You know, contrary to the conventional wisdom, if you ask people in the Middle East, you're going to have two stark, different answers to this question. One side will tell you, you must be kidding. Look at the Middle East. It's in turmoil. You have ISIS to deal with. You have the crisis in Syria. You have still the crisis in Iraq. You have violent extremism is raging in Libya, in Yemen. Then you have, of course, the Sunni-Shiite conflict is also raging throughout. So then the question comes, is that really the right time to make a peace between Israel and the Palestinians? That's one side. The other side, which I support personally, is I say precisely because of the turmoil in the Middle East, it is time to try to settle this conflict for a very good reason. At least at this very moment, it's not heated. It's not as bloody as it could be. So you need to capitalize on that. I think for Israel, this would be the best thing to happen, is to finalize peace with the Palestinians and quieten its backyard, so to speak. Israel has enough troubles to deal with its neighbors, with Syria, with Lebanon, with Iran itself, with Iraq, and it does not need the Palestinian problem, specifically if it can be resolved. So I think the turmoil in the region does offer an opportunity for the Israelis, as of course and the Palestinians, to move forward toward peace, because for the Palestinians themselves, they know one thing: the continuation of the conflict is not working, neither for them nor for the Israelis. The longer it lasts, the worse it gets. And hence, what you're going to do, you're not going to be in a better position in a year or two down the line than you are today. Yeah, I'm one of those who've been advocating from day one, since 2002. The Arab Peace Initiative is probably the most significant historic step measure that's been taken collectively by the Arab states. The most critical elements there is that the whole Muslim world, 54 countries, will be prepared to recognize Israel and establish diplomatic relations with the state of Israel if the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is settled. So the Arab Peace Initiative provides some kind of framework. They are not looking for the absolute right of return, but a just solution to the Palestinian refugees. They are not demanding Israeli withdrawal to the 1967 borders, but they now accept the land swap in order to accommodate Israel's national security concern. So the Arab Peace Initiative has all the elements. So surely it called for Jerusalem to become a two-state solution. I think that is inevitable under any circumstances. And the initiative also addresses the question of national security, both of Israelis and the Palestinians. So you have a framework here that it is responsive to the need of the Israelis, responsive to the needs of the Palestinians and to the whole Arab world, for that matter, and the Muslim world. It has been relevant in 2002. It is as relevant today, and I think it would be very wise on the part of the Israelis to embrace the Arab Peace Initiative, and I think it will be very wise on the part of the Sunni Arab states, specifically Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Qatar, and even Turkey, which is not Arab but a Muslim state, to use their influence on Hamas to also embrace the Arab Peace Initiative. The consequence of these two, that is, imagine this: if Israel embraces it, the Arab Initiative, and if the Hamas does the same thing, you're going to have very many common denominators, even between the most extremist Palestinians and the most extremist Israelis. So the Arab Initiative is a significant initiative, and it must remain the foundation on which to eventually establish Israeli-Palestinian peace.